Well, let's go and hit fast forward today. What is going on, everybody? Lindy End Zone is back with another video, and today I want to kind of do something a little different. I want to go way too premature and look at the schedule for the regular season of 2021 for the Eagles and see where we stand and give my prediction on what we could possibly see from this football team. Again, expectations are kind of low right now. We don't know what we're going to get out of this coaching staff. We don't know how the roster is going to look after the Carson Wentz trade and the draft, free agency. So I'm going to kind of take this from a like a not so much face value, but just like a general prediction, I guess. Well, let's get started. So, according to FBSschedules.com, I'm not exactly sure how accurate this is, being that the website of the Philadelphia Eagles does not have the 2021 schedule up yet, from what I've seen. But obviously, we're going to have our 8 home games, 8 away games. Our division rivals, we each play twice. So let me break this up for a second and we'll take a look at who we play at home besides our division rivals. Looks like the New Orleans Saints come back to the link for 2021, as do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Los Angeles Chargers. And this time, the San Francisco 49ers pay us a visit as opposed to just last year when we went to San Fran and seen the emergence of Travis Fulgham. So those are the home games minus our division rivals. Where we have to go away, we have to go back to Atlanta again to face the Falcons back in 2019. We have to go to Carolina to play the Panthers, the Denver Broncos, the Detroit Lions, and the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, there's a lot of similarity on this list here, currently speaking, of teams that have a question mark at the quarterback position, including ours in a sense. And the reason I say in a sense is because, well, as we see what continues to not develop since it's taking such a long time to trade Carson Wentz, Howie Roseman's that kind of GM who is basically trying to bluff with a losing hand in a game of poker, and he's outbidding himself right now, trying to get somebody to bite. Now, whether it's procrastination of getting a deal done when you know that your quarterback is completely disgruntled with the organization, especially specific people. We're not going to mention any names, but we all know what they're talking about with that. So the Atlanta Falcons at one point have had questions about whether or not Matt Ryan is going to return. The Carolina Panthers may have a question, especially with if they want to move forward with Teddy Bridgewater. He's still under contract. He had a pretty good year. He had one of his better years. The team itself didn't, but he looked pretty good under Joe Brady as the offensive coordinator. The Denver Broncos have questions. Obviously, Drew Lock had quite a bad regression. The Detroit Lions are a question mark in themselves, how Jared Goff is going to mesh with that offense and who is going to be on the roster at that point. We've heard that we've heard rumblings of Matthew Stafford trying to recruit Marvin Jones Jr. So we don't know where that's going to get up. Las Vegas Raiders, Derek Carr may be on the trading block, so that's a question mark. New Orleans Saints, are they going to go with Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, or is Drew Brees coming back miraculously? But I don't think so. I think this was his last year, to the best of my knowledge that I can think of off the top of my head. So, and I think the last team would be the 49ers. Now, they may or may not be completely sold on Jimmy Garoppolo. He has not been healthy lately, and maybe he'll stick around. We don't know, but their team is going to be 100% for the 2021 season. Unlike last year, they battled through a lot of injury. The Washington football team, again, question mark at quarterback. Do they go with Alex Smith? I forget the other quarterback's name. I think it's Taylor Heineke. I think who they re-signed for a 2-year deal. But do they go with him? Do they go with Alex Smith? Do they go after a quarterback? And then Dallas Cowboys. They have, to my knowledge, they franchise tag Dak Prescott again. So do they end up moving forward with Andy Dalton? Do they keep Dak on the tag or trade him? I don't think they're going to trade him. He might be too much of a hit to a team's cap. I don't know, but man, there is a lot of question marks along with us. Like I said, in a sense, it's looking like Jalen Hurts is going to be a starter, unless Howie Roseman says otherwise, and if it happens that he takes a quarterback, and I don't. I would be. I don't want it to happen. I don't. We're gonna be in such an uproar. But let's go one by one and see. Atlanta Falcons. They're hoping to get Julio Jones back healthy. Calvin Ridley is always a deep threat, very good receiver. I'm not sure about their running game. They still have Hayden Hurst, the former rookie of, I think, 2019 for the Baltimore Ravens, came over in a trade. They still got a pretty good offense. That's a toss-up for me. I mean, if Jalen Hurts really improves in going into his second year, hoping that we get official OTAs and a proper training camp and preseason games, and I understand some mocks, GMs or whatever, had Hurts as a third or a fourth rounder, but I always thought that he was a first round talent, so we'll see. I think Jalen Hurts can beat the Falcons, especially with what seems to be a more aggressive approach defensively for us under Jonathan Gannon. Hoping that we bring the right pieces in to fit what he likes to do in the 4-3. I think we can beat the Falcons. Panthers, that may be another win unless we cannot contain Christian McCaffrey. They still got Robbie Anderson. I believe they're still going to have DJ Moore. There's weapons there for Teddy Bridgewater to work with. So, but this time we'll still have Darius Slay, hoping, with all this crap about him maybe being traded. He just got here. I really don't see that. But we could very well beat Carolina as well. So that's 2 wins on the board. I think we'll go 1-1 against Dallas. Actually, I think for our division, I see us going 1-1 in against the division in 2 games. I kind of see it happening. You know, the Giants keep going up. Joe Judge has a really good program over there. Evan Ingram, I think, I think he was part of the second team for the virtual Pro Bowl or whatever, and stuff like that. So, against the division, for each team, I see us going 1-1. Detroit Lions, we should beat them. that should be a gimme. We've had Jared Goff's number for the most part, except for our last meeting against them. Denver Broncos, we should be able to handle them. They're losing one of their corners, AJ Boye. They still got the likes of Jerry Jeudy, and I'm forgetting the other receiver off the top of my head that's very good. But besides 2 good receivers, still got Philip Lindsay. We should still be able to take care of Denver, in my opinion. Las Vegas Raiders, they do have a decent defense. I don't know. That's also a toss up to me as well. Just whether or not John Gruden even prefers to keep Derek Carr, because he's never really seemed to have faith in him, for that matter. But just taking it as if Derek Carr was still there. We've beaten him before, but it was back in 2017 last time we played the Raiders. They got guys like Nelson Aguilar, who, yeah, I know, but he's playing better. One of their top receivers on the team. He looked better than Henry Ruggs for the most part. He looked better than Henry Ruggs. So you got 2 good receivers there. Josh Jacobs. I don't know. This is a team last year that really gave Kansas City a fight. So if they were able to put up the amount of points that they did against the Chiefs, they may be trouble for us. So I think that game could go either way, but I'll chalk it up as a loss. That leaves the New Orleans Saints. Jalen Hurts can beat them again. He can beat them again. Depends on if it's going to be Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston. I think no matter either one of them two, I don't think it's going to matter. I still feel that we could beat the Saints again at home. Buccaneers, just going to chalk that one up as a loss, definitely. There's just Tampa Bay and Kansas City got too much firepower for us to deal with, regardless. So those, I'm taking those as 2 losses right there. The Chargers is going to be an interesting game. Justin Herbert's got quite a lot to work with. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler. That'd be a tricky one too. They do have speed at the receiver position, so I don't know. They're another up and coming football team, especially now that they have a quarterback that, really, especially from the draft, a lot of people were thinking he was going to be a bust, but to do what he did in his first year, a lot of people did not expect it. So that could be that could be 3 losses in a row right there. So that leaves us with San Fran. And we could take a loss to them if they're 100% healthy, barring that they get most of their defense back. Most of the offense was there. So, yeah. So I'll put a loss there as well, just to play it safe. So at the end, we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to lose to Tampa Bay, lose to Kansas City. I'm taking the Chargers as an L, and San Fran as an L. 1 each to the division. So well, it's and again, this whole thing is premature. Best case scenario, if we see the type of coaching staff if we see that type of coaching staff, how it's being developed right now, and there's a lot of smart minds in that group, especially at the biggest core positions on the football field. Best case scenario, we go 9-7. I could see it. Best case scenario, so long as we got good chemistry with the team. We've heard Jalen Hurts is getting in early work with the wide receivers. He could be getting some more in the draft. Who knows? Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase early? We don't know. So, if the chemistry's there and this team plays to the potential that they have had as of late, then best case scenario, like I said, we could go 9-7, especially if this Carson Wentz cloud is gone. Is what it is. Best case 9-7. Worst case, would probably be 4-12 or 5-11. So I'll probably leave it at that. Let me know your guys' thoughts on what you think we could end up being in 2021 again. It's just kind of, doing it for fun. Obviously, there's a lot that's got to go on before we make any kind of predictions. But again, wanted to make a way too early video and get it out there. So that'll do it for me. This has been Lindy Endzone, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.